What's going on there, YouTube? Back again in the Scale Garage. If you saw on Instagram, I've been brainstorming out here with these different shocks for my, I guess, the number 4 rat rod rear suspension that I'm working on. I have made some changes so far, and right now I'm looking at changing my cantilever arm. I need to angle it a little bit and shorten it quite a bit. The main complaint I had about the first attempt at this, where everything was too far forward, it was going to be in the way of where interior would be. I don't know, I haven't thought that far ahead in this build as far as interior goes, but that was it was a little too bulky, so I'm trying to bring it back towards the rear end a little bit. I've got these new these are off the Tamiya Grand hauler shocks. They are just an internal spring, just like the RC 4-wheel drive shocks, and I put them together with a little bit of grease inside just to, I don't know, hopefully dampen it. A couple other things. These, let me zoom in. These shocks come with a plastic end, and you see I've got metal ends. These are too big for, they're what are those things called? I don't have any out. They're too big for just a standard bolt to go through, and I didn't have any kind of bushing that would fit in it that wasn't too long. So I swapped in the shock ends, the real nice metal shock ends, off of the RC 4-wheel drive shocks, and they have almost like a Heim joint. So put a little Loctite on those, since they don't thread as far as the plastic ones did. But they did thread right on, there wasn't any forcing it. So I was happy about that. The top is the same size, the opening, the eyelet is the same size as the plastic bottom, so mounting it to my cantilever arm is going to be a little different, and I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to use for that, but for right now I've got them mocked up round about where I want them, and I've been doing some drawings here for the new rod, the new arm, trying to get an angle and see if we can't get this thing lowered just a little bit more. Alright guys, so to show you a little bit more of it, I left out a few steps. I was having some problems with my bench sander. My belt is about gone. About to use that thing up, and for some reason I tried to cut some rubber mounts the other day, real heavy rubber, and my bandsaw is all jammed up full of little rubber bits, so I had some issues with that, so I got distracted from filming, but this is what we got. I opted not to try to drill out the cantilever arms, make them look kind of cool. Last time I did that on the other ones, I messed them up pretty good, so this is all still tentative. I have some other ideas for this stuff, but I'm just trying to get those king shocks on, get the ride height better. Or king hauler shocks, my bad. The Tamiya shocks. And I've got it a lot lower. It may be too low now, I don't know, we'll have to see. My little hoop at the rear, I was going to break it off and grind it, but I started pulling on it and it just bent nicely. The tubing, that is a hollow tubing, so it did give and give me enough clearance there for the rear 4-link mount to clear. And everything's about as low as it can go. Let me get the body mocked up here and we can see how much space we saved inside. Alright guys, so it is on. I had to trim the body up a little more. The rear of the body is sitting on the hoop that I bent up over the rear axle. And my front cowl, the firewall, is sitting on the front rails where it was measured to last time. So the body is sitting on the frame, raised in the back. Like I said, I'm not certain I'm going to run these 1.9s. I'm thinking about getting some 1.7s and some semi-truck tires. So I got to be careful with the ride height right now because those will be a fair amount shorter. And yeah, I don't want to make it undrivable like my number 2 back there. It's just so low it doesn't clear anything. So that's where I'm at this one. I'm going to call it a video. Been out here for a couple hours just trying to grind away. My tools are in need of repair, so slowing me down a little bit. Me and Jason at Awesome Designs are working on some stuff for the front end. I'm hoping we can get a prototype part that we are designing. He is designing. And I say we're designing. He talks to me about it, and we share ideas and talk about real cars and real things and real parts. But he does all the design work. I just have a little bit of input and try to, help make it as realistic as possible. I have a little bit of experience with real cars and hot rods and stuff, and he does all the design work. He's the computer designer guy. So when I say we design, I'm not trying to take any credit for his work. The man is excellent at what he does, and he likes doing it, and we have some fun just chatting back and forth and bouncing ideas around and coming up with stuff. So stay tuned for that, because we've got some parts in the works that are going to be pretty epic. Like I said, I'm hoping to have a prototype for the front of this one in about a month, maybe a little sooner. But yeah, we'll wrap this one up. I appreciate you guys watching and bearing through my boring machining by hand junk. Yeah, please like, subscribe, and share, and be sure to follow on Instagram and Facebook, and I will see y'all in the next video.